the activist arm of CAC. So what we've been doing, well, I mentioned the climate change mitigation and adaptation coordinator position. I like to think that that has come about because of the pressure that we keep been putting on the city. And I did mention we had a delegation to the Operations Committee January 14th to ask for a task force with community members on it to create a climate action plan. It'd be a one-year group, and we would work with staff and councilors if they wanted to join. The city refused to do that. We got huge pushback from the city manager. He came and kind of told us that there's no way they would support that.
He's retiring though.
He's still retired, yeah. So that was a disappointment, but I feel that we can work with this new staff person coming on informally, even if we don't have a group, and the kind of things that have been suggested tonight. You can work with staff. Staff seem quite open to meeting with us and talking with us and listening to us. It's the councilors that don't seem too keen on it. Anyway, or some of them. So that's where we're standing now. It's very surprising what all of a sudden the city does something huge, like create this new position. So I think the main thing is we just keep going and doing what we're doing. Anyway, that's what's happening. So, and Councillor Kepke offered it, and I think it was her little conciliation thing. Well, we won't give you a task force, but we will promote your events on the city's website.
And she did promote this one.
Yes.
This one was on the city website.
Yes, and so I send them to the city manager, who
Vets them and
vets them.
We did personally invite everybody from the city council here.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Scott showed up.
And Scott, who's the councilor that was here, is the chair of the operations committee, and that's where all the waste management stuff happens. So, but anyways, I did a little, or actually asked John Anderson to do the math because I couldn't figure it out, that our climate action team group on Facebook, which you're welcome to join, has 213 members. The city website has 5,090 followers. So it's an increase of about 2,300 and some percent that we are now reaching because the councilor agreed to promote what we're doing. So that's a huge thing, I think. And then Barry, Randall, and I met with most of the councilors to lobby for the task force. And when we were meeting with Councilor Tamming at Mudtown for beers, he suggested, let's do this more often. This was fun. And so we're now hosting Pints for the Planet.
brilliant.
And,
Brilliant. They didn't put that on their website.
yes, they did.
Did they?
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
All right.
Well, they have a special interest in Mudtown.
They do.
But,
Well, they own it. They own the building. They own the
anyway,
building.
I just want to make sure that you know that it's next Thursday, January 30th, is the first Pints for the Planet. So it's just come on.
They've had a couple already,
But
but they didn't call
I
them
found
that.
out that Mudtown is not open. Because they're renovating and they're putting a new floor in.
Oh.
Thank God I checked. So we're going to be at Shorty's, okay?
Perfect.
In the back room. At 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we're having our communications meeting here at 7, so anybody that just wants to kind of flow over after 4 o'clock. After
After the pints.
Pints four. Pints four, not 4 pints. That's different.
Okay, and then, I don't know if you speak to this, but Lee Grigg, Barry Randall, Ken Dow, and I are working on the website, the Grey Bruce Sustainability website, to create a whole section where we share resources and just update that. Maybe you want to say
Yep,
something?
well, I think Lee can kick in on it as well on the technical side because, so our organization, which has our office up in the corner there, is a not-for-profit organization, the Grey Bruce Sustainability Network, and we're partnering with the Climate Action Team And things like renting this facility, because we have insurance and that sort of thing, we're able to do that on behalf of CAT. So it's a great partnership, and I said to someone the other day that climate action is the new sustainability, you know, because that term and the excitement around the film and the people that are coming out on the streets and to meetings is a whole new wave, you know. So on our site, Lee can touch on it, we've got an asset map where we try and list organizations and who's doing what. People stay connected, and that's a lot of interest in that around the climate action theme. And climate action, mitigation, adaptation, those are a lot of the things that our organization works on. So it's a great partnership. You want to do 2 minutes on the idea?
2 minutes or less?
Or less.
I didn't slot you in for 2 minutes, but you can have 3 if you want.
Which committee are we on now?
I don't know. Still on communications.
I have a couple things. Go ahead.
Climate action team should probably have a website, right? So that's what the impetus was for creating this. The reason I got involved is because I've always wanted to engage everybody, all of Grey Bruce, to at least dip their feet into the climate change issue, talk about it as the documentary goes. So it's a very simple layout we have planned. 3 buttons on the front page. One is for the people that just want to dip their toe into and hear about it or get involved, is to attend an event. So we're going to compile events. Number 2 is we're going to list every organization from Barry's asset map, but we're going to list it in a way that it's findable and indexable, and we're going to list it in a way also that it's determinable which ones are looking for volunteers, which ones are looking for members, which ones have projects on the go. So that's super exciting. And the 3rd button is if for people who want to jump right in or are already involved in the community, such as ourselves. It's a forum, a chat room, where we can share ideas between projects and cross-pollinate between all the different groups that are working in silos right now in Grey Bruce. So, and also to have funding and ideas, like anyone who wants to jump in there with local news. This chat room is under construction, but it's looking really exciting.
And it very much mirrors the mandate of the Sustainability Network, which is regional networking and that sort of thing. So it's a great opportunity to bring new energy into it.
Like I said, it puts the network back in Grace Bruce Sustainability Network. And the most exciting thing of all is we're just going to promote the bejesus out of it. We're going to promote it and get people to see. We're going to have a big launch event in April, and with a TEDx event, speaker series, hopefully downtown. And myself and Nelson Phillips are going to organize that. And we're just going to launch the whole thing and try and get as many people as we can to just either dip their toe in, wade in, or jump right in on those 3 different buttons on our Climate Action Team website. So.
Cool. Can I just add a couple more? Talking about kind of networking, we've been invited to the Child and Family Services staff meeting. Next month there'll be 100 staff people, and they want to know what can we do about climate change, and also as an agency. And the executive assistant to the CEO there wants to challenge other like-minded organizations to take action as well. So we're going to generate some ideas there. I've been invited to Sources of Knowledge in Tobermory to be probably on a panel about being a climate activist and the challenges, and they want to focus it on youth. So we're trying to get some of our youth kids that were here tonight to be part of the panel. Give them another opportunity to speak. We're also going to be at the Field Nats in April, I think it is, doing the film and a discussion. And Hanover and Southampton, the film is going to be shown with discussion groups too. So it's still going along.
And you did ball, and I heard rave reviews.
Thank you. Oh yeah, okay. I'm doing my self-promotion here. My ball talk, Blue Water Association of Lifelong Learning, that I did in November at the library, Owensound Library, March 20th. And the talk's called Leaning Towards Water, Art, Activism, and Resilience in the Anthropocene. It's very good.
It's a great story.
Put the date down, that's important. Liz, March 20th.
March 20th? 20th. In the evening, library.
isn't it, Darren?
Yep, Vitold, I don't know if anybody was at the event that he hosted at his house just south of Stratford. He owns an off-grid facility, and he's been working in the renewable energy field for many, many years. He's very knowledgeable, and he and I are working together to host a spring renewable energy workshop as a partnership between CAT and Vitold and the Sustainability Network. I think the date a Saturday, April 11th, and it'll be in this building. We'll have a number of suppliers in here of solar panels and geothermal systems and insulation and that sort of thing. What can you do to your own home if you're on the grid, but also presentations from experts about things like solar panel grid systems and smaller site systems, that kind of thing. And then there'll be lunch, and then we'll do tours in the afternoon to different locations around that either can demonstrate their solar panels or have really high efficiency homes, off-grid, that kind of thing. So that's the plan for the day, and we'll keep you informed once things get together through the CAT mailing list. So if you're not on the CAT mailing list, which is essentially the mailing list that I'm using these days, please join it.
Yeah, we'll take your email tonight if you want.
Yeah.
So leave it.
Oh, and if you wanted to see the tour of Vitold's place, there's a 360 video on the Climate Action Team
Right.
Facebook group. You just got to scroll down.
Yeah, and it totally applies. He's off the grid, but the systems that he uses for water consumption and for delivering energy and using batteries and things like that there's a whole range of things that people like us, if you're on the grid, can use to reduce your need for consuming on the grid energy. So, there's a lot of chat about recycling. We're not talking as much about reducing and reusing, and it's the same with the renewable energy. We just can't keep supplying energy to use it. We need to reduce and become more efficient in the energy that we do use. So insulating your homes and practices, and especially when you look at larger facilities like this and city halls and places like that, there's a huge opportunity to reduce the amount of emissions that are coming from as a result of the energy consumption. So that'll all be part of the run-up to
Oh,
this event.
surely they renovated City Hall and to be perfectly efficient, right?
And a
Surely, they
green
just
roof,
did it.
And
So.
a green roof is coming. So now there are large buildings that are being done, but it's more and ironically, it's people that can't afford to upgrade their home that might be paying all of the fuel charges and end up with electric heat and a $600 a month fee that they can't afford to upgrade, and they can't afford to pay the fee. So those are situations that are real these days, and those homes need to be upgraded so that they're just more efficient for the people living in them, but also they're not producing as much emissions. So those are the kinds of themes, and please, if you're interested in that and want to help with the organization, just connect with us through the CAT Facebook page or the SUSNet, or just
Leave your name here tonight.
leave your name or come knock on the door upstairs and say hello. So
There's another initiative coming along too. Bob Hope knows an architect in Toronto, and they've designed a building that requires almost zero energy.
Right.
So, and he's going to try. That lady has a place up this way or something, and we're going to try and get her to come speak. She's a world-renowned architect and knows how to design buildings properly.
There you go. So that's renewable energy.
Yeah, that's down the pipe somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Barry. Waste management, I guess I'll give a report on that. Tonight was one of the things we're doing.
What a great job.
And, thank you. I think Jamie was good. I think it helped us a lot. But the other thing, and Barry just mentioned it, recycling isn't the answer to everything. We've got to stop using the stuff.
Stop buying it.
Stop buying. We don't need all that stuff. So, and the packaging. I mean, sometimes the packaging is a lot more than the product. So anyway, our goal as a committee is to get Owen Sound to become zero waste. So, I mean, there are a lot of ways to go about that, and it doesn't mean that there is nothing. It means, what do you do with it? Don't produce it to start with, cut down on how much you produce, how much you consume, but manage the organics need to be composted. So we're looking into, in the spring, doing a backyard composting workshop. We haven't got a date for that yet, but that's another initiative that we're going to do. So I won't take up any more time because that's about all I have for now. Electric vehicles, Tom Rice was, and he's not here. The youth group, they've already presented it, come and gone. Bicycle transportation, Logan.
Yeah. Oh, here, and can you hold this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I just have a very brief summary.
We can move over to
Oh,
the middle,
yeah.
so we're kind
So,
of.
we successfully made the bicycle-friendly community application and submitted it and got enough reviews that it was approved for review. Though they did call me to say that we didn't get any of the awards, but they want to come by at some point to present before City Council to show them kind of like what they can improve in terms of making Owen Sound more bicycle friendly. But they haven't yet had a chance to send me the details of how that's going to happen. So hopefully next month I'll be able to give you those details.
Where does that go to? Who
So-
did you apply to?
So it's sharetheroad.ca. So if you check them out, and there's lots of cities like Toronto, I think, has a gold. They're like the gold standard for bicycle friendly. You know, like they've changed Bloor into bicycle friendly zone, and so that they're working with lots of municipalities, and it increases tourism, and it lowers emissions, and improves air quality, and things like that.
Okay, thank you. And yes,
I was going to ask about, you were talking about composting.
yeah.
In Kitchener, when we lived there, they gave out free composters, those black, composting bins. And I brought one with me to Owen Sound, but I had to pay about $25 for the one here. Has Owen Sound ever considered giving out free composting?
Well, not as far as I know, you can go and buy them from the city.
They're not very, I think the city must be subsidizing it because $25.
No, I'm sure they are.
23
subsidized.
is pretty reasonable.
I don't think the cost of the bin is the barrier to it. I think people have the idea, well, and
It's
perfect
smelly.
example, it smells, it attracts animals, so therefore it doesn't work. And the reality is, if it smells, no, it's not working. If it smells, you haven't put enough typically dry or green material in it and keeping it breaking down aerobically. So it's when it's giving off this methane type smell like a landfill does, because it's not getting air inside it. So that's why it starts to smell. If you keep it aerated and keep enough gray along with the green material or the wet food material.
Which is very tricky because we're putting all our food stuff there in the winter time. There is no gray, there is no
It freezes in the winter though.
brown. Yeah, I know, but when it thaws, it's going to be about,
And that's why the black bins are a little tricky.
they're going to be about 50% green.
Yeah,
when-
so that's why I don't like, I have a black bin now, but in Walkerton I had two nice open wooden things. You could take the lid off and shovel. So, but that's why it's good to do a workshop, because if the black ones aren't working, then why are we promoting them? But with my black one, I just lift it up. And then I shovel.
Even in the winter.
Pardon?
Even in the winter, you can just have sawdust and lay.
Exactly.
Sure, you just have
Exactly.
sawdust.
Yeah. just
Where
lay
the
it
hell
out.
would I get sawdust?
I can give you some.
Yeah. Yeah.
From Home Hardware, you can get those pellets, that they use for wood
Think
pellet
of all the
stoves.
leaves we put in bags and take them
Oh,
to
or those.
Put layers.
But
Layers of leaves.
Lady back here is a question.
I don't throw out my leaves, but I don't have them either. I leave them on the ground.
Yeah, me too.
But you need a certain size of yard. And if you want to get to zero waste, and sound, you'd best to go to green bin. People want to compost,
Yeah.
you can do that. If you have
No
large
question.
enough space, because it is, if you have a small lot, and most of the city has small lots, and I'm talking about in the city where people actually have homes, they're not renting out to like 3 different
Yeah.
families on 3 different floors.
Yeah, no question.
And, you know, affordable housing in Owen Sound is a huge issue, you know that. So I think, you know, to get more buy-in for people. The other thing is, it's really not good to put meat, scraps, and composting, as what draws your animals.
Yeah.
But you can do that in green bin. So, I mean, I think if you're really gonna push the organic waste, I think that's why Meaford and a lot of communities, Blue Mountains, my sister lives in Stainers, I drive over there every 2 weeks to drop off my green bin, because I still do it, I just have nowhere to put it. It's something that's not hard to do, it's really easy, and you can get it out with your recyclables every week, so you're gonna be able to capture, you know, I was agonizing when I first moved here because, oh my God, I'm putting my organic waste out with my garbage and I'm just having nightmares thinking about it. So, you know, it's like the amount of waste that's going in, that's organic waste in this city is out of sight.
That's why it's a priority for sure.
But
We
I
realize-
understand the cost issue. They're concerned because with the it's all about money. So you have a contract with, they have a contract with Meaford. How big is Meaford, by the way? It's not very big, is it?
It's smaller than Owen Sound.
Yeah,
It's less
so,
than
but
half.
there must be a cost issue, right?
Yeah.
So that's what people have to be prepared for, that, yeah, it's maybe gonna cost you a little bit, but you pay for
This is
garbage.
where we have a waste
pickup.
I've got a
management committee.
suggestion.
Yeah.
We have a committee.
I've got a suggestion. I want you on the waste management committee.
All in favor? All in favor? Carried.
We realize
I'm
that.
so passionate about it,
I
because
know,
it
you
seems
need
like
to
such
come.
a
We
waste.
realize that
What
not
would we
everybody
do?
is gonna
Yeah.
compost in their backyard, so,
And
yes,
part
we
of
want the
the
city to do
buildings,
green
like,
bin.
my mother who's 93 composts in her condo,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah,
So
it can
you
be
can
done.
do it anywhere.
It can be done, but
Yeah.
not everybody's gonna do it, we realize
Yeah,
that.
we
So,
will eventually.
anyway, but come and put your name down and we'll take you on the waste management committee.
Oh,
Yes?
I just wanted to say that there are places that are doing these things successfully. Meaford was mentioned. Meaford and
So,
Georgia Bluffs
Mhm.
have a combined project that is a biodigester project.
Chatsworth in Georgia.
And they are working the bugs out of that. And the other municipalities in Gray and Bruce are watching. Because it has a capacity to take it all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it's about finding where it works and sharing that. And that's part of what the network was about.
Good luck.
Yeah, just to follow up on what you've been saying, because when I was trying to get the city to, when they renewed their vending machine contract for another 10 years with Coca-Cola, it's very time sensitive, so that I think if the Waste Management Committee did find out exactly when is that contract coming due, and then get the city or whoever you're talking to find out, okay, really, how much is it gonna cost?
Yeah.
Stop saying it's too expensive. Just say, what's the reality, and let's do it.
Yeah, I came from Meaford, I lived in Meaford where they composted, and Meaford can be your test site, because they didn't always do that. The citizens there do not tolerate increased taxes any more than anywhere else does. In fact, their taxes relatively are less than in Owen Sound, because I know that. I just moved here with a relatively same size house, I get a few more things, but yes. So they must have saved on their garbage disposal, because all the diversion of the compost. So I'm not saying it's a profit making, but it's gotta be fairly neutral, or else Meaford wouldn't have done it. It's simple and true, and it bothers me a little bit that the councillor's first comment is, it's gonna cost you more
Well,
money.
that's their excuse for not doing a lot of
That's
things. But I
exactly,
think
and
that's where,
But it'd be easily to talk to Meaford and say, well,
Well,
it's
we've
your
talked to them, we know.
All their numbers are online.
Even there's a municipality,
They're all accessible.
West Gray or Southgate, they have a municipally owned compost system that they pick up door to door and take it to their own landfill site. So there's different ways to do it, and that's the role of the committee, with some people that know, is to put together these proposals and take them to the operations committee. And what we're learning, not just Owen Sound, but other communities, if you go there with good ideas, with community support, they're politicians. Are they still here? No, they're not. You know, they will respond to those ideas. Bingo.
But when you show up at the meetings in numbers, they start to pay attention.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do.
Lee?
If it's of any help, there's a meeting on January 29th at 2 about the biodigester between Chatsworth and Georgian Bluffs, a joint committee.
We could put that.
It's 2 o'clock at the township office out in Springmount on the 29th of January. And I think if someone from the waste management committee here wanted to get in, I know that if you just email the mayor, Dwight Burley, and ask him, he'll be open to doing it, because he's done the same to me. If he says no, you can, please let me know.
They're public meetings. You
Yeah.
can go.
They're public.
They can't hold that meeting
Yeah.
without it being open.
It says it's a closed session. It says first is call to order, second is declaration of pecuniary interest, third is the closed session to discuss the
But that,
biogrid, and then the fourth is adjournment.
okay, it must be contract with them.
That's right.
There are more, and I can email those because they're further away.
There's money in it.
There's, yeah, wherever you budget.
Yeah, I certainly encourage anybody that can to go. You can go and listen in on these meetings. You don't
Well,
have
not if
to.
it's a closed session.
No, his
Oh.
schedule is closed in.
It's a closed session, is it, Lee?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it says.
that's what he said.
Okay.
It's
You
a
can
budget.
go and listen to the introduction.
It'll be-
No, you can't.
That meeting will be held in camera.
Exactly.
Okay.
But perhaps you could request to attend, isn't it?
Well, that will be the only, that won't be the only access to information. You know, I mean, the digester, the limitation, my understanding of the digester is that it's not as friendly to all the materials that might be generated, or organic materials. You know, it's better for sewage sludge and that sort of thing, but that's what they're working out.
Okay, basically that's our committee reports. There are a couple of other very important things coming up. I was Saturday at a meeting